All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to talk about Assassin's Creed again. Now, we have these people out here coping and seething because they all know what's about to happen. As we get closer and closer to the release of Assassin's Creed Shadows, they're going to get ultimate disappointment one way or another. I want to make it very clear for all the shills out there, it doesn't matter whether or not Assassin's Creed Shadows is a hit or not. It doesn't matter if it sells or if it flops. At the end of the day, Ubisoft is going to sell. Ubisoft is going to be bought out, and Ubisoft is going to have to come to terms with their massive failures that they've had over the last few years, including last year, which was the biggest one of all.
Why is he not clean?
It is not dirt. It is the color of his skin, my lord.
Did you ink your skin black?
No, I was born with black skin.
Now, we have an article here from Phantom Pulse with a very interesting headline that reads, Assassin's Creed news account over on X wants to remove grifters from gaming. Now, I find this to be very interesting considering I just did a video yesterday about how Reforged Gaming said pretty much the same exact thing. How he views that grifters and anti-woke gaming YouTubers are going to be out of YouTube by the end of this year. They're going to be gone. They're going to be removed from the internet and they're going to have to move on. It's going to be very interesting to see what these shills are going to say a year or two down the line when we're still here and they are at the same size and we have all continued to grow by giving transparency in the gaming industry where people like this don't want any. So let's get into this article, guys, from Phantom Pulse. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. Now, again, the whole removing grifters thing, the word grifter has lost its meaning in 2024, and I guarantee you they're going to bring it into 2025 even more so, and it's going to lose its meaning completely. It has barely a little bit of a meaning left, and at this point, they're going to completely nuke the word like they've done with everything else, including racism, misogyny, transphobia, blah, 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 all that other stuff. They have completely destroyed these words. These words have no meaning. All it means now, all grifter really means to these people is, oh, there's this person that is doing better than me, that is getting more views, making more money, and all this other stuff that I obsess about, that nobody else obsesses about. But hey, I'm going to call them a grifter because they're doing better than me, and they're talking opposite of what I'm saying. I don't like that. That's affecting my bottom line. Thus, they are a grifter somehow because of it. That's what the word grifter actually means, because these people are so fucking retarded. They'll be the first ones to say, oh, these guys don't play games. Meanwhile, I have an entire secondary account literally dedicated to playing games and uploading live clips. What are we talking about, my guy? You're usually the ones that don't have any clips of you playing these games. You guys are usually the ones that openly admit that you don't buy these modded audience games that you say deserve to exist and all this other stuff. You don't buy this shit. And if you do play it, you played it by getting a free review code, so you really didn't support it anyway. So it doesn't matter. Like, you guys are the actual real grifters, and of course, like a real grifter, you are going to project ridiculously on everybody else that disagrees with you. But let's see what this account actually has to say, because I'm curious. An Assassin's Creed news account declared it wants to remove so-called grifters from gaming. The X account Levy Enough said that, enough, I've watched long enough. I'm not going to let the grifters turn my hobby into nothing. Just an FYI, the shills are the one turning the hobbies into nothing. Okay, because the shills are the ones that are telling the studios that they're doing everything fine, everything is good, don't worry about it, you're all good, ignore the fire that's surrounding us, just listen, can you please give me my free review code? Can you give me my free swag bag? Can you give me my blankie that has my favorite character on it? Can you give it to me? Okay, thanks, great. I'll tell all my fans that everything is good here, don't worry about it, that, just give me my free stuff. That's all I really care about. They're the ones that are ruining this industry. They're the ones that don't actually care, because to them, talking about the issues in the industry is considered negative content. That is a big problem, and this is something that I heavily disagree with whenever they say, oh, all you do is negative content. No, I don't. My content, I don't view as negative, because I think it's very important to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly in the industry. And unfortunately, there is a lot of bad, and there's quite a bit of ugly, and not that much good. But the good that we do talk about, we talk about it all the time. We talked about it last year. All the games that were massive hits for the most part were games that I advocated for. There was a couple of games in there that I didn't really hear about that ended up doing well, like Balatro, for example. Had no idea what the fuck that was about. But still, ultimately, I still advocated for most of the good games that were out there. And I talked about them. We played them on live stream. We did everything we possibly could to promote these good games. But I also talk about the bad stuff in the industry that's happening. And I don't view any of this content as positive or negative. You know what I view it as? important. I think it's important for transparency to be in the industry. I think it's important for people to have this information, whether good, bad, or ugly. It doesn't matter. I think it's very important. It's you people that don't view it as important for gamers to have as much information as possible. It's you people that think that, oh, I just want to do positive content. I can't handle negative. Shut the fuck up. If you're weak, just say that. Like, if you're weak, just step aside and just say that. Just go in your little corner, do your shillery, get your free swag bag, and say that you did something. Because that's really what you do at the end of the day. So anyway, the account declared there is no room in the Assassin's community. Oh, here we go. For racism. Okay. Misogyny. Hate. Agitation. Lies. Death threats. You mean everything you guys actually do? Like, what the fuck? You mean everything that you motherfuckers actually do? Are you kidding me right now? You guys are some of the most racist people out there by thinking that you speak for people of color. Because I guarantee you it's most likely a white person that is behind this account. And then on top of that misogyny, you guys believe in ultimate misogyny because you believe that men can pretend to be women and be more important and have more rights than actual women. You guys are the real misogynists. You want to talk about hate, agitation, and lies? Look at what you're doing here. You're literally agitating the internet purposely because you know it's going to get you clicks on X. And then in terms of hate, you guys are the ones that are the most hateful online at all because you're constantly attacking people left and right for disagreeing with you. And in terms of death threats, I mean, we have multiple DM screenshots from people like you sending death threats all the time. This level of projection is absolutely hilarious, by the way. I mean, this is great stuff, and I would fully expect this from an account like this. It concluded everyone who doesn't stick to it will be blocked. Oh, so echo chamber much? Is that what we're doing here? It is time to reclaim gaming. Yeah, you're not doing shit. You're not doing shit. This is called a rage bait post, okay? The funny thing is, it's always these people that claim that we are the rage baiters. But this is what this is. This is not a post that's trying to be serious. This is a post that knows that by doing this particular bit, they're going to get a bunch of clicks on X. They're going to get people to screenshot it like Fandom posted. They're going to get all kinds of stuff thrown their way. And that's exactly what they want. You think these people care about racism, misogyny, hate, and all this stuff when they're the ones that advocate for all of this? I mean, if you play Dustborn, it literally has a power called bullying and canceling. I mean, come on. Like, are we self-aware at this point? One user responded, what if there are people who just don't like the fact that a company refuses to respect the culture and its history, but isn't trying to promote racism, misogyny, hate, etc.? Ironically, the account replied, if you say it in a normal way, it is fine. That's not true. That's not true at all, because there's been a bunch of people saying that exact thing in what you would call a supposed normal way. There's a bunch of Asian and Japanese people that are saying that exact same thing, and you guys are calling them racist for it. You guys are so disingenuous that you try to downplay the Japanese people who were angry about the way that Assassin's Creed Shadows showed itself. You guys are trying to downplay it by saying those are white people using Google Translate. I shit you not. So at the end of the day, and you didn't even want to admit that the Japanese people were actually angry until Ubisoft came out and apologized to them formally and officially. So what are we doing here? Then it says it is a tactic admission that it is Ubisoft, the developer of Assassin's Creed Shadows, who is promoting and pushing much of the things that the account accuses so-called grifters of doing, and the evidence of Ubisoft doing so is very long. First, the company worked with the author Thomas Lockley to promote the idea that one of the game's main character, Yasuke, is a legendary samurai. Again, I'm not going to go into the whole history of it because I've done so many videos of it, but Thomas Lockley has been proven to be a liar and an actual grifter, and he edited the Wikipedia page and then wrote an entire book based off the edit that he himself made, resulting in him selling a bunch of books to a bunch of idiots who genuinely believe everything that he says in those books. He has convinced so many people of the lie, it's insane. But anyway, at the end of the day, man, here's how I'm going to put it like this, okay? Assassin's Creed Shadows, whether it succeeds or not, doesn't matter. This game could come out and be a banger, and it very well might be, for all we know. We could be wrong in terms of the numbers, and I want to be very clear. I've said it since the beginning. I don't believe Assassin's Creed Shadows is going to fail. I think Assassin's Creed is too much in that casual collection where most people are going to buy it just because it's an Assassin's Creed. Same thing like Call of Duty. You know how many times people complain about Call of Duty every year and yet still buy it? Assassin's Creed is going to be in that same exact notion. However, I do believe this might be one of the lowest selling Assassin's Creed games in the franchise. That I do believe. I don't know if this is going to hit the same level of numbers as some of the previous titles. And if you look at the other titles, they keep going down and down and down and down. Valhalla was the biggest one, I believe, by far, but that one hit its numbers over the course of years and over the course of Ubisoft putting the game on sale for like $8. So, I mean, are you really getting a lot of money just because you have millions and millions of sales? Probably not. Anybody who knows anything knows that Ubisoft puts their game on sale almost immediately. Within the first 30 to 60 days, the game is 50 to 75% off. This is what they do. So don't be surprised if that's exactly what happens here with Assassin's Creed Shadows. But ultimately, this game is going to come out, and it is going to be the death note of Ubisoft, whether it is successful or not. I cannot imagine a world where Ubisoft doesn't announce the sale after the release of Assassin's Creed Shadows. But, you know, time is going to tell whether or not we're right or wrong on that as well. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.